guys, welcome to part 5 of our unit on GI surgery. Before I move on with the lecture, I'd like to add a disclaimer that I do not own any of the pictures or illustrations I've used in this video. Now we're going to be talking about Plummer-Vinson syndrome. It's a clinical condition characterized by a triad of dysphagia, iron deficiency anemia, and the formation of esophageal webs. It's defined as a precancerous condition in which there is a severe spasm of circular muscle fibers at the pharyngoesophageal junction and is associated with development of esophageal web and iron deficiency anemia. The exact cause of this condition is not known, but statistically this condition was seen more in females who were dealing with stress and anxiety and were also having some nutritional deficiency. So we presume that the probable cause or risk factor of this condition is the female gender, stress, and nutritional deficiency. So the probable pathophysiology would be that these risk factors result in the development of esophageal spasm and web formation. And this web formation can undergo dysplasia, and we know that chronic dysplasia can turn into a cancer, which is why we call this a precancerous condition. Clinical features, as I previously told, that it's a triad of dysphagia, iron deficiency anemia, and an esophageal web. Here's a picture of an endoscopic view of an esophageal web. What an esophageal web is that it's a soft extension of the esophageal tissue itself. We can also call it a mucosal fold. Now, how this dysphagia develops is that suppose this is the pharynx in white, followed by the esophagus in red, then we have the fundus and rest of the stomach. This here is the pharyngoesophageal junction. Now what happens in this condition is that we develop constriction of sorts at this junction due to spasm of the circular muscles present over there. And this would result in dysphagia. Along with that, I also told that there are esophageal webs. Even this can contribute to dysphagia. Now what happens is, due to this constriction and the esophageal webs, sometimes even the fluid cannot pass through completely and there might be a spillover into larynx. And that can result in choking, respiratory tract infection, and aspiration. Additionally, this stricture and esophageal web also makes it so that the patient cannot consume food properly because of dysphagia, right? They're having difficulty swallowing. So they can't consume food properly. So that may end up resulting in nutritional deficiency, due to which we can develop iron deficiency anemia. We can get a differential of this condition via a barium swallow. Here's an X-ray showing the same. Here we can see the strictures and the esophageal web. Along with this, we also have to do regular endoscopic surveillance to make sure that the dysplasia has not occurred in order to avoid cancer. Now, management, there is no specific treatment for this condition. We just have to do regular endoscopic surveys just to avoid a cancer. So just do regular checkups. But what we can additionally do is we can help manage the patient's anemia. Now, how would you manage it? We can give him iron tablets, we can do blood transfusion, or we can do correction of the nutritional deficiency. Or we can directly go to dilate the spasm as well. You can dilate the spasm as well with the help of elastic bogies using bogies. And that concludes this lecture. Thank you for watching.